These dudes. I mean, do I really need weed this much?
Come on in, dude. Come in. Let us, it's cold out there, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm just chilling. Come on in, let's smoke a bowl. Oh wait, you don't smoke, right? You use a vaporizer.
Yeah, man, but I was just trying to grab an eighth real quick. Is that cool?
Yeah, let me find a vape. You know, you're probably the only other person I know that smokes a vape. Probably better for you anyway. Saves weed. You remember Ludwin, right? My roommate?
Nah.
Oh shit, dude. This is Lud's. He must have left it behind with him when he left. He was the weirdest dude. I loved him. He was weird. Here, pack this vape. I'll tell you all about it.
Okay.
I'm doing this, I guess. How do you tell your drug dealer you'd rather smoke alone in your car than sit here and listen to his boring ass story? The answer is you don't, 'cause he's about to smoke you out. This dude is high on more than weed.
Oh, you go ahead. Okay, so I met this guy Ludwin, Lud for short, at a party one time, and he was like real chill and laid back like me. He popped benzos and boomers on occasion, but he smoked weed mostly, so that's how we started hanging out. We were always hitting each other up to smoke. So like, at first it was all about the exchange. I had weed, he needed it. Sometimes I even brought extra just so we would hang out. He never talked much, but after a while I did learn a few things, like that he would only respond to Lud. He didn't like people calling him Ludwin at all, or like he absolutely fucking detested bottled water and people who drink it. Oh, or that his sister paid his tuition, and that he had a religious habit of sitting here on this couch with his vape every Saturday morning, watching cartoons and eating cereal. Yeah, so like, we got really close. I was going through some rough shit when we started hanging out. You know how people say, like, when somebody you love dies and the world gets a little less bright? Yeah, so when my mom died, my dad just crashed. He went dark. I'd never seen anybody affected like by death like that. It was like he died too. Well, long story short, the tuition check stopped coming in. He went totally ghost. I couldn't get a hold of him, so I was like, that's done. And I started freaking out. My mom died, and my dad won't talk to me. So suddenly, on top of like crushing grief, now I have no fucking money. So I started selling weed, and when I started selling weed, I started hanging out with Lud a lot more. And I would just completely data dump on this dude. It all just came pouring out of me, like I was unzipped or something, you know?
Yeah, I think I do.
And he would just listen. I mean, We would just sit there for hours and hours. Sometimes he'd ask me questions or tell me I'm not crazy. He never said shit like, "Oh, I totally understand, man." He wasn't me, you know? I think he knew I needed someone to talk to. He was really good to me.
Yeah. Hey, bro, do you think you can weigh up that 40? It's kind of late.
And at that point, I was like, "You want to move in with me, bro?" Because I still need to save money and I needed a roommate. He seemed hesitant at first. I think it's because he didn't want to admit that he'd rather live with me. But yeah, he moved into the bedroom over there. And with him came that sweet-ass vaporizer. Speaking of which, let's load another bowl. Hand it to me. This vape here is of top quality equipment. Costs like $200. His sister got it for him once he moved in. This is all we smoked out of. Well, I should say abuse. It was more like cannabis abuse. We must have smoked a blunt's worth every hour on the hour when he was living here. It was fucking spiritual. We were like prophets and pot was our sacrament. We used it every day. We were the only ones allowed to use it. We had this unspoken agreement that whenever other people would come over to get a sack or just hang out for a while, people like yourself, that we would put the vape away and not even let other people see it. He said it was because he didn't want to wear it out, but I think there was more to it than that. This was our vape, you know? We bonded over this thing, and I think we only ever smoked it together. I'm not sure if he smoked it by himself, but I don't think he did.
Rich, hey.
Anyway. Yeah, sorry man, sorry about that. There's a point to all of this. I'm getting to the fucked up part.
You good?
Yeah, man. Yeah, hold on.
Whoa, dude, should you be taking that many?
Yeah, cool, man. It's just Sans. Oh, shit, dude. My TV just blew up. I'm freaked out. Sorry about that. So, one day, Lou got a job, and it was almost like he was never here. And I wanted to get high. I mean, I really wanted to get high. I have all these bongs and pipes, but I was spoiled. I just didn't want to smoke out of anything but the vape. And I had no idea where it was. Then I remembered Lou took it to his room the other day. But it wasn't that simple, because, see, I had never actually been in Lou's room before. He had never gone in my room either. Which was odd. We were so close. So I go in there, and there's like nothing in there. There's a bed, a dresser, and a desk. I walk over to the desk, and I'm hoping the vape's just, sitting there, waiting for me. That would have been ideal, but of course it wasn't, so I had to keep looking. Looking back, I probably should have waited till Lou got home. You probably guessed what I found.
Nah, not at all.
Dude, in one of his desk drawers, I found an Aneros Helix prostate simulator, a Trinity vibrating butt plug, a silicone cock ring set, and the biggest, blackest Doc Johnson butt plug I've ever seen.
Hold on, that is very specific. How the fuck does he know what all this shit is?
And in another drawer, he had a Fleshlight Vibro Pink Lady Touch Vagina and a Fleshlight Stamina Training Unit Male Masturbator.
The fuck? The fuck? The fuck?
I know, right? Fucking speechless. I mean, why the actual fuck would anybody need a regular and a vibrating butt plug? Plus, there was like this giant ass bottle of lube, and this isn't even the fucked up part. I'm getting to the fucked up part.
Okay.
So, I'm looking at all this shit, and I'm thinking, why didn't he hide this shit better? Cause homie could have hid that shit better. Even his laptop didn't have a password on it. It was just sitting there, open, on the table.
My guess is that Lewin assumed his closest friend would respect his privacy, not go snooping through his shit in a moment of unbelievable selfishness. Then again, his vape is fucking awesome.
So I get to thinking, if this is what he's got in his drawer, what kind of sick, twisted shit is he jerking it to in here? So I'm like, oh shit, man, I gotta dig a little deeper. So I checked his browser history. He never bothered clearing that either. There was this one site he went to over and over, like a subscription site, a cam girl specifically. I checked it. It's like $40 a month. It was pretty average actually. Voyeurisms, masturbation, a little bit of dyking. But the girl though, this girl was fucking banging. Like, indescribable. Made me want to become a member type of thing. Of course, I was still trying to save money, so I couldn't just go dropping that kind of money on a porn site. I wasn't even thinking about it. I just started jerking off at his desk. When I was done, I closed the browser and I walked out. I completely forgot about the vape. Speaking of which, how's the bowl look?
That shit's fried.
You down to smoke another?
Yeah, sure. Hey, man, can I get that eighth?
Yeah, for sure, man. I'll get that for you. It became a habit after a while. I'd sneak into Lude's room and just start beating off to this girl every time he left the house. I had it down to a routine. I'd need like 30 minutes total. Enough time to find the right video, get myself good and lubed up, and I just
Wait,
get up in
whose lube was
there.
this dude using?
Really?
Was it his or Lude's lube? Lude's lube.
No, play this.
Lude's lube. Lude's lube. Lude's lube.
I had to make sure I cleaned up good too, but after a while I started feeling hella guilty. He had already started hanging out. We had started already hanging out less. He got a job, but now we're hardly chilling at all. And when we did chill and smoke, I didn't really talk to him much. And right about this time, he started talking more and more. Told me his whole fucking life story, how both his parents died at the same time and really fucked him up or something like that. Said he and his sister were like hella close. He said it just like that, like hella close. I don't know. I kind of tune out most of the time, mumbling, saying yeah and shit like that. Vape me. Oh yeah! That's fucking good! Oh man. I gotta lay down. So it went on like this for a couple months, and then one day he must have asked if he could bring his sister over and I must have said yes because he brought this girl over with her, and I just look into her face and my jaw drops to the fucking floor. those eyes. It was her.
Wait, the cam girl?
Yeah. Cam girl was a sister. She was sitting right here in my house. This girl had watched her fuck herself with a huge butt plug like 10 minutes ago. I looked at Lude and he looked at me. We both just knew. She went off to the bathroom and it was like a cork popped off a champagne bottle. I said something like, "You sick motherfucker. You fucking piece of shit." And he was all, "Oh, I told you about this. It's not what you think. It's my tuition. It's this. It's that. Blah, blah, fucking blah." I told him I couldn't believe I let his sick ass into my house. He just told me that they never fucked. He fucked her. He definitely did. I told him to have his shit out of the house by the next day. Went and locked myself in my room, popped a few Xannies, and blasted the music. I ended up passing out. Yeah, sorry, man. Telling the story wears me out. When I woke up in the morning, he was gone. His room was totally cleared out. No trace of him. I never saw him again. It's like, how could I be so stupid? How could I not know I was living with someone so sick in the head? Like I was living with a sex offender. And I told him everything about myself. Like everything. And he goes, and he does that to me. A motherfucker. Kind of hate him for that. I kind of hate him for that. I hate him for that.
Hey, Rich. Hey, man, you gonna weigh up my sack? This fucking dude. People make sex so complicated.